Hello, welcome to another episode of CoinBlock. I'm Charles, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the carry protocol. I'm not a financial advisor, and this is definitely not financial advice. Always remember to do your own due diligence. I'm not paid, sponsored, or affiliated with any of the ICOs discussed in this video. The views expressed in this video are just my own personal opinions. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, and of course, hit that notification button because investing in ICOs is time critical, and it would be such a shame for you to watch all my content only to miss out on the latest ICO offerings. And please be aware of any scammers impersonating me not only on Telegram but also online. If you want to verify whether or not you're talking to me, you're going to have to go to the About section of my YouTube channel and send me an email there. So I know my subscribers are very familiar by now with how I look at ICOs, but it's important for new viewers to understand what I do when I investigate ICOs. So instead of diving headfirst into the white paper, only to read for hours and hours and realize that the ICO project isn't for me, I just want to break it down and look at the core mechanics or fundamentals behind that ICO project. I usually begin with the token economics. I want to know what the soft cap is, what the hard cap is, how many tokens are distributed to pre-sale and private sale investors, whether or not those tokens are locked or vested, and what bonuses are awarded to those investors. I then like to look at the company profile and team. I want to know if the team have the foresight, the grit, and the potential to really follow through and execute upon the vision that's outlined in their white paper. And finally, I like to assess the amount of hype and marketing awareness in the crypto space for that ICO project. There's no point of me chucking money at something if people aren't going to be talking about it in the next 6, 12 or 18 months time. So in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the carry protocol. So what is carry? What are they all about? Well, carry wants to develop a blockchain platform that connects brick and mortar merchants to customers. It's going to have a 48,000 Ethereum hard cap, which is currently $23 million at the time of recording, and it's going to have a total token supply of 10 billion tokens with a 40% circulating supply. Now, pre-sale investors received a 15% bonus with a 3-month lockup, and according to their Telegram group, private sale investors received a 30% bonus with a 6-month lockup. I wasn't able to confirm that, so you're going to have to go out there and verify that for yourself. Team and advisor tokens are locked up for 2 years, which is kind of standard, I guess, in the current market. So in order to understand the carry protocol a little bit better, we really have to compare it against some of the other ICOs I've already reviewed. Now, it's outside of the scope of this video for me to really go in detail about these projects, but you can always search my YouTube channel to see what I said about them there. So what is carry protocol? What is their value proposition? What are they actually going to bring to the table for you and I as investors? Well, in order to understand carry a little bit better, we first have to look at its business model. And its business model really hinges on 4 parts. The first part is about carry protocol creating a set of APIs that connect third-party software applications to the carry blockchain. The second part of carry protocol's business model really hinges on customer data, their buy histories, stores they frequent, and other pieces of transactional information. And then the third part of their business model, and probably the most important, is really about supply and demand. Customers decide whether or not they want to supply merchants with their transactional data and are rewarded in kind with the carry token, which can actually be rebranded by merchants. And finally, the carry protocol wraps this all up in smart contracts, which will secure and issue tokens on the carry platform. So we can see here, in terms of hype, I've been very generous with carry. I actually gave them 8 out of 10. Now, the first thing I noticed with carry is really their bounty campaign, which I don't really like. And while the project's intentions are definitely noble and non-malicious, it ultimately creates the wrong kind of exposure. Carry protocol has a very good level of hype and awareness in the market, but the fact that they are enlisting help from others in the form of paid bounties actually lessens the strength of the message they are trying to send out to other investors. As I said before, I'm really all about natural organic growth. It's not really a red flag, but but it's definitely something to take note of, and it goes against Carry Protocol, in my humble opinion. Then we've got the team. Now, this is one thing I did like about Carry. I actually gave them 7 out of 10, which is a very fair score, I feel. So we've got Grant Son, the co-founder and co-CEO of Carry Protocol. He's also the co-CEO of Spotka, which is Carry Protocol's parent company, for over 6 years. He was the managing director at Windu, a German-listed company specializing in travel and apartment rentals, for 1 year, and he was a former advisor at McKinsey & Company for 2 years. Then we have Richard Cho, who's also the co-founder and co-CEO of Carry Protocol. He was also the co-founder of Spotka for over 7 years. Mr. Cho worked as a researcher at SK Chemicals for over 3 years. And then we have Jungwon Yu, who is head of business development. Now, this guy did impress me. He's got a lot of corporate experience gained at several internet companies and startups, including Yahoo, Naver, Cyworld, and Dawn Communications. So he's definitely a hard hitter. And finally, we have JC Kim. He's a former CTO of Spotka. He's listed as Forbes 30 under 30 in Asia. He's also the creator of South Korea's first Twitter SMS client, and he has over 10 years of development experience. And then we've got the token economics, which I gave Carry Protocol 2 out of 10 for. They're just asking for too much money. Now, I've got it listed here on my notes that they're asking for $28 million, but at the time of recording, it's actually $23 million. Just because their hard cap's pegged to the price of Ether doesn't mean to say you're getting a bargain. You have to remember, everything's relative. So just because the price has slumped because the price of Ethereum's gone down means that there's less demand in the market for new projects. A hard cap of $23 million for an ICO operating in the data service niche just won't cut it. That platform's are terrible performers for short-term flipping. And we can see here, you only have to look at Apex, Kairos, or Ink Protocol to see what I'm talking about. With the token allocations, I can't really argue against it. It's fairly average. It's got a 40% circulating supply, with the 60% left over. 25% will be given to the project's partner program, with 15% that's actually going to be used for market activation. 10% will go to the team, 5% will go to advisors, and the final 5% will be kept in reserve. So now we get to the good stuff. Now we're going to be looking at the positives and negatives behind the Carry Protocol ICO. So there's 6 things I like about the Carry Protocol, and there's 6 things I don't like about it. Now, with the positives, the first thing I noticed is really their parent company, Spotka. It's a South Korean promotional marketing and loyalty platform that was created in 2011. Spotka actually has partnerships with Asian instant messaging applications such as Kakao and Line, as well as Facebook, with over 15 million customers in the East Asia region. Spotka, according to its CEO, has a 60% share of the Korean loyalty points market. The second thing to like about the ICO's parent company is that it already has a customer-facing business with tablets installed in over 10,000 stores across Korea. The Carry Protocol service will be launched on top of these devices, so they've already got something in the pipeline. The third thing to like about the project is the team. They have some target market experience. However, that said, they do lack marketing and legal expertise, and that did concern me a little bit. Now, when I looked through the team, I noticed they had Simon Kim, who's actually listed as an advisor, and he has a lot of very significant blockchain experience, so hopefully that should balance things out for them. The fourth thing to note about the Carry Protocol is its value proposition. It hinges on geography and not the sharing of information. In other words, it's a Korean ICO, and that's what's going to sell it. The fifth thing I like about the Carry Protocol is that it's backed by the Korean investment firm Hashed, which has a very strong track record in supporting winning cryptocurrency projects, such as ICO. And the sixth and final thing I like about the Carry Protocol is the staking mechanism it uses with branded tokenization for merchants. This will actually encourage retailers to hold on to the CRE token, which should stabilize the project's price in the long term. So I can't talk to you about the carry protocol without listing its negatives, and there's really 6 things that stand out for me. 1. Non-tokenized businesses such as Spotka looking to transition into the blockchain space via the ICO route have traditionally been poor performers. You only have to look at Ink Protocol and Kairos. Both these ICOs had brick and mortar businesses, and yet both ICOs failed to capture the attention of their investors. Now, in the case of the Ink Protocol, it is now trading with a market cap 2/3 lower than its original ICO hard cap, while the Kairos ICO actually stalled its crowd sale and is yet to conduct its ICO. The second thing I don't like about the carry protocol is really the ICO niche or category it's operating in. ICOs that want to create information exchanges, data ownership programs, or DApp projects are not valued in the current market. You only have to look at Insights Network or the Datum ICO to know what I'm on about. The third thing I don't like about carry protocol is really the project's timeline and roadmap. It's too long. The project's mainnet won't be released until Q1 to Q2 of 2019, with the aspiration that all their goals will be met within a year. And yet the project's ad management system won't be released until the first half of 2020. The fourth thing I don't like about the carry protocol is the idea. It's unoriginal and there doesn't appear to be a blockchain-based product out yet. The fifth sticking point for me with the carry protocol is really the business model that they want to use. It's more merchant-driven than customer-focused. Branded tokens will actually remove what little advantages the carry token might have had by lessening the global impact of its brand to the parochial mindset of a few high street shops. And the sixth and final thing I didn't like about the carry protocol is really their marketing material. It's overzealous. According to the carry protocol's fast fact sheet, which is actually on their website and separate to their white paper, and I quote, "Korea is ideal as carry's first market. When crypto payments go mainstream, it will happen in Korea first. Some of the largest crypto exchanges in the world are based in South Korea, a country where people are eager to adopt new technologies." Just because Korea is a part of the world that is always trending in the adoption of new technologies doesn't mean this will always be the case. Take farm animals, for example, such as the humble chicken. The chicken can only see humans in one way, kind and benevolent. After all, humans are the ones that tend to the chicken and feed it. The chicken can't be expected to assume otherwise. It is not until the chicken finds itself in an abattoir to be slaughtered at the hands of a human that it realizes that we're actually something that we're not. In other words, past performance is not a predicate for future success. Just because something happened again and again in the past doesn't mean to say it's going to happen again and again in the future. Now, I know my farm animal analogy might not be conventional, but what I'm really trying to get through to you is the fact that you mustn't take anything for granted. It doesn't matter if a project's legitimate or not legitimate. They're all trying to sell you something that you don't really need. There's many ways you can make money. Cryptocurrency is just one of them, and it has its risks as well as its benefits. And I just think the marketing material behind the carry protocol was just a little bit weak, and I expected better on that front. So to summarize, despite what you might actually think, I do like the carry protocol. I think it's very legitimate. However, there are more risks than rewards with this ICO. It's the hard cap. They're asking for too much money. The multipliers aren't there. I don't think this is a good investment for short-term flipping and speculating. It is a very long-term investment, probably 2 or 3 years or more. You only have to look at the evidence. If you look at marketplace ICOs in general, especially ICOs that have existing businesses behind them, such as Kairos or Ink Protocol, and general data platforms such as Doc.io and Apex, the evidence is there. They haven't performed very well since their ICOs. And I'm a very evidence-based investor, and the market doesn't value protocols that want to do what carry protocol does. Again, I don't like putting down legitimate projects, and I do think Carry Protocol is a great project, and I wish the best of luck to the team. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I really do appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button, because investing in ICOs is time critical, and it would be such a shame for you to watch all my content only to miss out on the latest ICO offerings. Be sure to join my Telegram group. I also have a spreadsheet as well. I'll put those links down below in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.